You're never gonna make it, you're not good enough. There's a million other people with the same stuff. You really think you're different? Man, you must be kidding. Think you're gonna hit it, but you just don't get it. It's impossible, it's not probable, you're irresponsible. Too many obstacles, you gotta stop it, yo. You gotta take it slow, you can't be a pro. Don't waste your time no more. Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? I don't give a damn if you say you disapprove. I'm gonna make my move, I'm gonna make it soon. And I'll do it cause it's what I wanna fucking...
Good morning guys, Farhan here. Welcome to my very first vlog. Today I've taken both my motorcycles out, the Aprilia RSV4 1100 factory and the new baby, the RS457. So this is the prismatic dark shade. I was one of the first ones to get this in Bangalore. I got a glossy PPF done on this, which gives it a little more shine and looks really nice in the sunlight. It was a very difficult task to choose the color. I had initially, there are three colors: the prismatic dark, the racing stripes and the white color. So I had initially booked the racing stripes. It was really hard for me to choose the color. Eventually a lot of people suggested that the prismatic dark looked cool and different. It's got this chameleonish look which changes colors. You see it's green from some angles, it's purple from some angles, so it was very unique. So yeah, I decided to go for this color and here it is. So Aprilia motorcycles is something that I love a lot and are very close to my heart. RSV4 itself, it's a wonderful machine. It's got a lot of character. Aprilias are known to have a lot of character, the on your face kind of power, the madness. It's got a beautiful V4 engine, superb handling. The chassis is really good, the electronic package is very good, and it looks so gorgeous. So I sort of knew what to expect out of the 457 as well, and I'm so happy. They look so similar. You look at the headlamp, they look identical. So let me switch the ignition on. It's got this Batmanish sort of a look on the tail light. I've got special number plates as well, 1100 because it's 1100cc, and 457 because this is a 457cc. Let's look at the dash of the motorcycle. It's one of the most comprehensive dash available in this segment. So here's the speedometer, this is the range. It says OK here. So initially when you start the bike in the morning, when the engine is cold, it says cold, and once the bike warms up a bit, it says OK, and that's when it's the ideal time to start riding. The clock is here, neutral. Here we have the trip meters, maximum speed, fuel consumption, odometer, time, how much duration the bike has been ridden, that's what the time means. Distance to service, 269 kilometers to the next service. Engine temperature, the battery voltage. Here there are lap timers. I still don't know how to use this, still have to figure this out. This is the Bluetooth connectivity. I was still not able to connect this somehow to the app. Connects phones, we can take calls, we can have the map here on the dash, and this is how we change the traction control. Here we've got switches. It's got 3 levels of traction control, so 1, 2, 3, and we can also completely disengage it by a long press. There it is, ADC disabled. And we've got dual channel ABS on this, but you can switch off the rear ABS. This is how you do it. We do a long press here and the rear ABS gets disabled. There it says. So one thing with the rear ABS being disabled is you'll not only have the rear ABS disabled, but the intrusion on the front ABS also reduces a lot. The intervention comes in a little later and not so early like how it would be with the dual channel ABS on. You feel that the ABS kicks in a bit aggressively on the dual channel ABS at times, but with the race ABS, that's the rear ABS switched off, the ABS kicks in a lot later. So this lets you brake harder, and when you're on the track it will help a lot. So I almost did a few stoppies. That's how late the ABS kicks in. So that's something cool. This is something not a lot of people have spoken about. So let's start the bike and see what it sounds like. The 270-degree crank. It sounds so much like a V-twin. Aprilia engineers have somehow designed this to have the torque delivery in the initial and mid-range. It's got a very punchy engine. That's a characteristic of a V-twin. And this sort of sounds like a V-twin, close to a V-twin. So it's very different from the typical parallel twins, which are high revving screamers. Let's also start up the RSV4 since we are here. It's got an Aero Pista GP exhaust on this. So let's see who else has joined us. Here we have the new gen Yamaha R3. So this has a few updates, like the complete fairing kit has changed. It's got upside down forks now. So R3 is a legendary motorcycle by itself. It's got a very smooth high revving parallel twin engine making about 42 PS and 30 Nm of torque. So it runs up to 12,000 RPM. It's a high revving screamer, but there's not much that has changed in the motorcycle from a very long time. There are not too many updates. In terms of electronic, it just has the ABS and a very simple LCD dash. So yeah, somebody who is a Yamaha fanboy and they love what the R3 is there. It's got a slightly comfortable stance. It's got a lower seat height compared to the RS457. So if you're looking to have a bit of touring friendly nature and you love that high revving nature of the engine, R3 is still a great motorcycle. Bro, how much it costs more?
5.9 lakh.
How much more it is than the 457?
It is almost 60,000 more.
Yeah. But the bike sort of seems to have aged a bit, because it is 60,000 rupees more than the RS457, and the RS457 offers a lot more in terms of character, the punchy nature of its engine, the electronics, the handling is too good. So yeah, we will try to make a proper comparative video between these two as well, and you can choose what suits best for you. So let's go, guys. Let's start our ride. Sam is riding my RSV4, and here's Ranjan. He's riding the R3. Let's go. So I've done just about 700 kilometers so far. I'm still doing the running in, trying to maintain the rev range. Honestly, it's really difficult on such an exciting motorcycle. So I'd like to share my initial ownership experience with you guys on the motorcycle. It's been super fun. I've been enjoying it a lot. It's honestly exceeded my expectations in many ways. Woo! That's the RSV4, Sam riding it. So that's Ranjan or the R3. So why did I choose the RS457? I already have an RSV4 and I know what kind of character the Aprilias have. They are very punchy, the engines are superb, the handling is really good, the chassis is really nice, and the electronic package is very comprehensive and very good. So I sort of knew what to expect out of the 457. Prior to this I had a KTM RC390 Gen 1 and I also had the Ninja 300. The Ninja 300 was the last motorcycle that I had, and the day the 457 was announced, I decided to sell the Ninja 300. The Ninja 300 is already a very good motorcycle. It's a beautiful high revving screamer. It's a high revving parallel twin engine, and it's got really good top end, and it's proven its reliability for a very long time. It's been dominating that segment, but somehow it did not have that punch, the on your face kind of power. So I knew that, you know, the Aprilias would have that character. So the day the bookings opened, I was just sitting in front of my phone waiting to book the bike, and I was one of the first ones to get the bike in Bangalore, the first one to get the prismatic dark. And another thing I can proudly tell is I'm the first one in the world to have the RSV4 1100 factory and the RS457 in the same garage. Probably the first customer. Obviously there are racing heroes who already have these bikes. So yeah, I'm not trying to compete with anybody in terms of, you know, India's first, you know, the typical competition. I'm just super proud. I'm very proud of, you know, because I've been a true fan of the brand Aprilia for what the motorcycles are, and I'm really happy about it. So the engine on this bike is super punchy. The 270-degree crank, a lot of people have been talking about this, how tractable it is, and yes, it is super punchy. You've got torque anywhere in any rev range. I don't need to shift gears so often. I'll show that to you. Let's see here. I am on 6th gear. I'm at 6th gear in about 2,500 RPM, and see how this pulls. No jerks or lag whatsoever. So I could not do this on the KTM 390. The 390 is it's a single cylinder. It's got jerks in the lower revs. At least the Gen 1 that I had, it had a lot of jerks in the lower revs. So the engine is super punchy. You've got torque anywhere. And honestly, I actually did not expect the engine to be so smooth, because, you know, I thought, you know, a parallel twin cylinder engine, usually these are high revving engines and you're trying to get, you know, a good mid-range out of them. I thought they'll have a bit of vibration, but I was super surprised with how smooth the engine is. Yeah, to be honest, it's not to the level of the Japs like the R3 or the Ninja 300, but it doesn't matter, man. It's got so much of character that makes up for it. You'd only feed a very slight burst in the higher revs, and that's completely okay. The handling is just superb. I think it sets a benchmark in terms of handling. It's got the aluminium frame, which makes it super nimble. I can literally point it in any direction, the bike just goes. It's so effortless. I can just maneuver the bike so easily. I remember one incident. Last time I was here at the very same toll with my wife. She was riding the bike and I was sitting pillion, and we almost went into the wrong lane, and I had to quickly tell her, no, you have to move to the left lane, and she had to brake hard and, you know, quickly change direction. And she was so surprised with how easily the bike, you know, changed the direction. It was so easy, it was so effortless. She was like, wow, this is one of the best handling bikes, you know, I've ridden, is what she said. And I completely agree with her. The handling is another level. It feels so nimble. Although it is about, I think, 3 or 4 kilos heavier than the RC390, you do not feel the weight. It's super nimble. And one of the hot topics about the RS457 is the brakes. So a lot of track reviews initially said that there was brake fade, and they felt that the ABS was too aggressive, and probably it had the organic brake pads, and maybe changing to sintered brake pads will improve the braking. Let me tell you something. I pulled out the brake pads, and these are fully sintered Brembo brake pads that I have. I don't know what it was earlier, maybe those were pre-production motorcycles, but I'm one of the first guys to get it in Bangalore, and I have fully sintered Brembo brake pads on the bike. The braking is actually very good. You know, I've tried braking hard several times, the braking is good, but yes, at times what I feel is the ABS kicks in a bit aggressively. It doesn't happen always. Let me show that to you. Let me see, there's nobody around. Yes, okay. So I brake hard. This time around it was really good. The bite is really good with these sintered brake pads. But sometimes when maybe the road is a bit uneven, you feel the ABS kicking in a bit aggressively. Whoa, that was mad. So I feel the ABS kicking in a bit aggressively at times, more than what is required sometimes. But yeah, that's okay. I think that's not a deal breaker for me. It feels good. But one thing I would like to show you, you can disengage the rear ABS. I'll have to come to a stop still for that. The rear ABS is disabled. With this, you no longer have the dual channel ABS. The rear ABS is disabled. But also what this does is, the intrusion on the front ABS reduces drastically. The intervention happens really late. So this is something not a lot of people are talking about. The braking bite is too good with this. It almost feels like the race ABS. That's what happens on race ABS. The rear is disengaged and the front ABS works, but very less intrusion. So with this, the bite is just too good. I've actually tried braking hard a few times earlier, and it almost did few stoppies. I see no intervention of ABS here. I mean, it kicks in so late, it's so smooth. I don't feel it kicking in at all this time. So yes, I would not recommend this to newbies. But yeah, because at times I felt that the brake has, the ABS kicks in so late that you almost do a stoppie, and then it kicks in so late and it stabilizes the bike. See this? I don't feel the ABS kicking in. So I think the rear ABS disengaged suits my style of riding a lot. I'm enjoying the ride now. It's really hard to maintain that rev range, man. Let's see if we can get some stretch here.